Just 48 hours before my only daughter was supposed to walk down the aisle, I found myself shoved into a pitch-black fitting room of a high-end bridal boutique in downtown Boston. The door was locked from the outside. The boutique owner, a woman I had known and trusted for over 30 years, had grabbed my arm with terrifying strength, dragged me into the dark, and whispered, "Do not make a sound. Stay here. Trust me, your daughter's life depends on it." I thought she had lost her mind. But less than 2 minutes later, through the thin wooden partition of the fitting room, I heard a voice that made my blood run absolutely cold. It was a voice I recognized instantly, and it was calmly planning the ultimate destruction of my daughter. My name is Arthur Vance. I am a 68-year-old retired forensic accountant. For 4 decades, my job was to look through massive financial ledgers, trace hidden money trails, and spot the tiny, almost invisible irregularities that exposed massive corporate frauds. I knew how to find the hidden rot in anything. But God help me, I never saw the rot that had crept into my own family until I was trapped in that dark fitting room. My daughter, Chloe, was my entire world. Ever since my wife passed away from illness 10 years ago, Chloe and I only had each other. She was 28, a brilliant and passionate landscape architect, and she was blindingly happy. Or at least, I thought she was. She was engaged to a man named Julian Vance. Julian was 32, incredibly charismatic, wore custom-tailored Italian suits, and drove a luxury sports car. He claimed to be a highly successful venture capitalist from New York. He had a smooth, silver-tongued way of talking that felt a little too practiced, but Chloe looked at him as if he had hung the stars in the sky. As a father, you try to suppress your doubts when you see your child that happy. I wanted him to be the good man she deserved. I was funding their entire lavish wedding at a historic estate, wanting to give Chloe the dream wedding she always wanted. That Thursday afternoon, I went to Elena's bridal boutique to pick up a custom pocket square that matched Chloe's wedding theme. Elena was an old family friend. But the moment I walked in, the color drained from her face. Without a word, she grabbed my wrist, pulled me into the back, and locked me in that fitting room. Seconds later, the shop's front bell chimed. 2 people walked in. It was Julian and a woman named Victoria, whom Julian had introduced to us as his older sister and business partner. They stepped into the private lounge right outside my fitting room. I leaned my ear against the wood, my heart hammering against my ribs. What I heard wasn't a conversation about wedding flowers or seating arrangements. "Is the offshore account set up?" Victoria's voice dropped to a cold, calculating hiss. "Yeah," Julian replied, his voice completely stripped of the warm, charming tone he always used with my daughter. "The second the marriage certificate is filed, Arthur's trust fund for Chloe becomes legally accessible to me as her spouse. But we have to keep her compliant. She's starting to ask questions about my past investments." "Don't worry," Victoria laughed, a sound that sent shivers down my spine. "The doctor gave us the right dosage. Just keep slipping it into her morning tea. By Saturday, she'll be in enough of a daze to sign the joint financial power of attorney without reading a single line. And once the money is transferred out of the country, well, a tragic accident during the honeymoon in Greece will take care of the rest. A beautiful grieving husband inheriting everything. It's foolproof." My breath caught in my throat. They weren't brother and sister. They were grifters, con artists, and they were actively drugging my daughter to steal her inheritance before planning to eliminate her. The moment they left the shop, Elena unlocked the door. Her eyes were wide with terror. "Arthur, I accidentally overheard them talking in the lobby last week too, but I didn't have proof until now. You have to save Chloe." I rushed straight to Chloe's apartment. My hands were shaking. I sat her down and told her everything. The fitting room, Julian's real voice, the offshore accounts, the plan to drug her. But to my absolute horror, Chloe didn't believe me. The drugs were already working on her mind, making her paranoid, but directed at the wrong person. Julian had spent months subtly alienating her from me, planting seeds of doubt. She looked at me with tears in her eyes and said, "Dad, you're just lonely. You've always been overprotective since Mom died, but this is insane." Julian loves me. How could you accuse him of something so horrible? She ordered me to leave her apartment. I realized then that if I went to the police without hard, undeniable proof, Julian would simply slip away, take Chloe with him, and I would lose her forever. I had to change my strategy. I had to use my skills as a forensic accountant. I needed to let the structure stand just long enough to trap the termites inside it. The next evening was the rehearsal dinner at a high-end restaurant. I arrived early, acting completely normal, pretending that I had realized I was wrong and wanted to apologize. Julian played the part of the forgiving, magnanimous son-in-law perfectly. He patted my shoulder and ordered me a drink. Victoria sat next to him, her eyes tracking my every move like a hawk. But as we sat at the table, I noticed the subtle signs. Victoria's hand briefly brushed Julian's knee under the table in a way no sister ever would. And Chloe, my vibrant, energetic girl, was sitting quietly, her eyes heavy, her movements slow and robotic. When the waiter asked if she wanted water, she blinked multiple times just to process the question. Julian immediately jumped in, smiling smoothly. She's just exhausted from wedding planning, she needs some rest. He thought he had one. He thought the old man was blind. But while they were gloating, I had already spent the last 24 hours digging into Julian's digital footprint, using private financial databases I still had access to. I didn't just find a crack, I found a massive cavern of fraud. Julian Vance didn't exist. His real name was Marcus Thorne, and Victoria was his romantic partner and literal partner in crime. They had done this twice before in Europe, leaving two wealthy women financially ruined under mysterious circumstances. I had secretly placed a voice recorder under the rehearsal table, and I had already forwarded their real identities, banking details, and the boutique audio recording to the FBI's Financial Crimes Division and the local police. Saturday morning. The wedding day. The grand ballroom was packed with 200 guests. The music started playing. Julian stood at the altar, looking sharp in his tuxedo, smiling like a man who had just won the lottery. The double doors opened. Chloe walked down the aisle, looking beautiful but pale. I held her arm firmly, whispering to her, "Trust me, sweetheart. Just look at the back of the room." Just as we reached the altar, before the priest could even begin, the heavy doors at the back of the chapel slammed open. 4 federal agents and 3 local police officers walked down the aisle, their badges shining under the chandeliers. Julian's face went completely white. Victoria tried to slip out the side door, but she was instantly cut off by 2 female officers and handcuffed. I stepped forward, pulling a document from my jacket pocket, and faced Julian. "Marcus Thorne," I said, my voice echoing through the silent, shocked church. "The FBI found the offshore accounts in the Cayman Islands. The police found the liquid sedative in your hotel room. The foundation of your little scam just collapsed." Julian tried to lunge at me, his face twisting into pure rage, shouting curses, but the agent slammed him onto the marble floor and cuffed him. Chloe collapsed into my arms, weeping as the chemical fog finally began to clear from her mind. She realized how close she had come to the edge of an abyss. Monsters do not always look like monsters. Sometimes, they arrive beautifully disguised as everything your child has ever wanted. They use charm as a weapon and isolation as a tool. If someone enters your family and the dynamics suddenly turn toxic, do not just stay quiet to keep the peace. Investigate the shadows. Ask the hard, uncomfortable questions. It is 1,000 times better to be viewed as the paranoid, overprotective villain in your child's eyes for a single month, than to mourn a tragedy for the rest of your life. If this story reminded you that a parent's protective instinct is the ultimate shield against evil, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Now, I want to ask you a serious question. If you were in my shoes and your child refused to believe your warnings, would you have waited until the wedding day to expose the truth, or would you have handled it differently? Let me know exactly what you would have done in the comment section below. I read every single one of your responses. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next story.